Yo, it's your main man, Woke the guy here. I'm back out here with another Deepest Blue sneak peek reading. I'm gonna show you in the book right here. Deepest Blue, Volume 1, Part 2, made by Woke the God, aka myself. So, I'm gonna open this up a little more. Put that right here. Right. The most godly babes, finesse. That's the chapter 1. 2 hours later, Rise, that's Woke from the fifth dimension, also Woke's wife, because Rise is the fifth dimensional version of Woke. And Woke is the third dimensional version of Rise. Woke is me, Rise is me, but Rise is the female version of me. 2 hours later, Rise and Woke were in Tokyo outside of their mansion. That was 3 stories, walking up its path that was as long as a football field. Woke had a spiked battle outfit on that was literally made from Rise's body. Oh my God, Rise. This is literally the most comfortable thing I've ever wore. Woke said, blushing. Thank you, baby. In the fifth dimension, everything gods wear are made from themselves, even the things we eat, especially seeing as we don't need to eat. We don't take food from the environment. It is unnecessary. We eat rarely and only for the power the food we create gives us, and because it tastes amazing. Rise explains. Run it again. I'm trying to read it like Rise say it though. So she says, thank you, baby. In the fifth dimension, everything gods wear are made from themselves, even the things we eat. Especially seeing as we don't need to eat, we don't need to take food from the environment. It is unnecessary. We eat rarely and only for the power the food we create gives us, and because it tastes amazing. Arise explains. I love it though, baby girl. It's real. It literally looks just like my battle outfit. Even has the same spiked neck to it. Woke says, blushing while holding Risen's hand on his right side. This is the version our son 13 will wear when he is born in 7027, Rise says, looking deep into Woke's eyes. Rise then looks at the mansion's front double doors. Suddenly the double door swings open, revealing Woke and Tara's baby boy. Finesse, who was an extremely adorable 1-year-old, who was the light-skinned version of Woke. He had both his arms outstretched easily, pushing the doors open with his cute, hands. He was looking in Woke and Rise's direction. Daddy, Daddy, Finesse shouted, covering the 52 yards of distance in the blink of an eye, jumping at Woke as Woke caught him with both arms, squeezing his baby fat. Oh, my baby. Woke exclaimed, giving him wet kisses all over as Finesse giggled in extreme glee. Hey, mommy, Rise, Finesse said with his godly adorable. He said him like, hey, mommy, Rise, Finesse said with his godly adorable baby voice. So let me just explain. So Tara is also Woke's wife, but she's not actually Woke. And she's from a whole nother world. It's weird because my book is like a universal, it's a universal even reality book. Like there's galactic clusters and all types of things going on. It's bigger than Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z put together. It's like a really big world. I have so many books already written out that I really fleshed out the story. From saying I try to make it as deep as possible, which is why it's called Deepest Blue, and it's getting really crazy now. And I just gotta pull it all together. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Woke is like the god of everything, and the youngest one shouldn't know it, but now he knows it in the story. Like the one, because how the story starts, Woke starts in 2015 in high school, and basically he's making an animation on his computer that is about himself. The animation is called Deepest Blue, and it leads to year 7032, where Woke is fighting the Dash brothers, and everything that's happening in animation is real, but Woke does not know it. But now in the book, he knows it, and all the past versions of him not knowing it, they know now, because that's kind of how this book works. It's not a stable book. It changes based on what the characters do. This book might as well be a video game. It's not really a book. This is how I read it, right? So basically, so far in the story, Woke is the oldest version of him that I have found in my head. Is basically something called a dream platform, where Woke was the first thing that was ever creation, meaning he created himself. And basically, it actually gets deeper than that, and it goes back in a lot of different dimensional angles. But basically, that's where the story's gonna start for now. But it will never start there. You'll have to read your way there. You have to read your way there. But basically, that's technically where it starts. Because how the past, present, and future all this at the same time. It doesn't start in 2015. It doesn't start in 7032. It starts always at the same time. But there's an actual point based on creation. So basically, in the dream platform, Woke has a number called Wumpy Bumpy that he created in the world before the dream platform. You know what I'm saying? In the world before the dream plat, he basically created a number called Wumpy Bumpy. He created a number called Infinite. You know what I'm saying? And basically, there's so many. It's like an infinitely expanding number, but it expands faster than the word infinite. You know what I'm saying? And then the Wumpy Bumpy expands faster than the word infinite. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he's like the only one in existence for multiple Wumpy Bumpies, including Rise and Dream and Wake, which are his other selves. And basically they flip into themselves, they start having all this fun, this, and the third. And then one day, as Woke is going over his own creation, he's like, yo, what if there was something else out there besides me? And then he was like, yo, that feeling is terrifying. You know what I'm saying? So right off that rip, when he had that terrifying feeling, Terra had created herself on another end of the dream platform, on another end of the dream platform. You know what I'm saying? She was the second real creation in this dream platform world. You know what I'm saying? So basically, off that rip, Woke felt her, and in the future, he was meeting her already. Rise was meeting Terroni, because Terra's fifth dimensional self is named Terroni, like Terrani, but without the A. And then Terra's the third dimensional self, and then she has other selves, all types of selves. You know what I'm saying? So basically, this is how deep it is. There's multiple characters who own their own dream plats, but none of them are important in this saga. It's just Woke and Terra who are important in this saga, and everything that's inside of the dream plat. Everything inside of the dream plat is supposed to be a type of fake, and only thing that's real in the dream plat is Woke. And the only thing that's real in Terra's dream plat is Terra. But they're basically playing a game with themselves and don't really realize it. Like, they realize it and they don't really realize it, because the moment Woke and Terra meet, everything in their dream plat becomes realer. You know what I'm saying? So it was fake, but now it's real all of a sudden, because two people didn't know, and put their own real inside of everything. Because when two people meet, they kind of fuse in a weird way, with their eyes, with the smell, with the hearing, with the touch, with things that were gonna happen, that were supposed to happen, that never happened. From saying all of these things, it's just time. You know what I'm saying? That's just the mind. That's just dimension. Chances to do and create things. You know what I'm saying? I hear you, Kali, but I'm trying to explain this right now. I hear you, Kelly, too. So basically, hold on. Not doing nothing for me. Nobody could ever come between the two of us. All right, so basically what ends up happening is Terra works her way. No, they both meet in the middle. I'm not gonna lie. They meet in the middle, and basically some sexy scene happens. Cause Terra, like Woke's entire dream plat is about being woke. It's about being wake. It's about being dream. It's about rising. It's about rise. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that is what makes it easier to live. You know what I'm saying? So in Terra, dream plat, it's about being terrifying. You know what I'm saying? Now this is the weird thing, because it's like terror is about tyranny, terrifying, all the things that mean what terror means to her. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's the only way to really win. Now there's an opposite to each of them that they don't jack, because literally in the fifth dimension, meaning is real. Like the meaning of something is super solid, super duper solid. Like there's no way around it unless it's jacked or someone else made their own meaning and it just happens to have the same word. But the meeting in the middle breaks both the words down depending on whose meaning is more powerful. So basically, at the end of the day, right, this is what happens. Woke on his process of creation has to figure out the opposite of what it means to be woke. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows there's going to be a problem coming up soon, and he's trying to test it out in his own world, because he knows it's real just by seeing terror and having this feeling inside of him that there's other real things that can create themselves out there, because he's been creating things in his own dream plat. There hasn't really been any problems, but there's also been problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it in one set stagnant way. There hasn't really been problems, but there's been a shit ton of problems, and it starts off with a problem, really. So basically, the woke from the dream plot is actually from another world, because he's gonna keep getting deeper, deepest, deeper, deepest, deep. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he's actually from another world, and in that world, it's like it's not even society. It's not even a societal world. Like nothing that we know, but it's not even similar. It's just certain small things look similar, but nothing feels the same, bro. You know what I'm saying? And woke is literally in a house in that world and he's basically doing the same thing the 2015-year-old woke is doing. He's basically drawing himself into existence, but that woke knows. You know what I'm saying? That woke is not from a societal world. He's from a world where it's just dimension. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand the next level, you don't understand the next level. And the reason woke understands the next level is because he's already there. So he's a third dimensional being who knows he's summoning himself. There's people around who they're not in societal world, but they're 3D beings, so they don't know nothing. They're just walking around doing nothing, trying to figure out what's going on. So basically, well, they're not trying. They're just doing things, random things, because they don't know what's going on. It might as well be like a sim with no purpose, like Sims with no goddamn purpose. But basically, it's like Sims has purpose or something, but at least there's something to do. So because someone's finding it for you. So basically what happens next is when Terra and Woke meet, Woke doesn't know what Terra's supposed to look like, because basically the original versions of them in the dream platform, they have powers too, and they know how real the world could be and how real it's supposed to be, so they don't send themselves out. Like they clone themselves and then they send that piece of themselves out. You know what I'm saying? Because the two dream plats are ridiculously far from each other. So they sent an army of themselves out, and then they kept splitting the army up until there was just one to meet in the middle, far away from everything else. So there was a rise above woke in the fifth dimension, and there was a tyranny above terror in the fifth dimension. So basically, woke went to meet terror, and Rise went to meet tyranny. And when Rise went to meet tyranny, they Woke and Rise didn't know what Terra looked like, and they were way older than Terra. So they literally took what she looked like right off her. They were way older than Terra. Like everything she was supposed to look like, boom, you're gone. You don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And then they made Terra look crazy. Like, cause Woke thought Terra was supposed to be some terrifying shit, like a scary movie. Like he thought she was like a demon or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Terra was kind of confused, but she couldn't really see herself at that time, but she knew what she looked like. So when she met Rise, she was like, oh, this person is beautiful. But it was on a regular thought, like, you know what I mean? Like, this person's beautiful. And basically, Rise didn't feel like upset that Terra was ugly. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't ugly, she just looked like a demon, you know what I'm saying? And the reason she wasn't is because she's looking in and sees what her cells look like, and then she's like, oh, I messed up. This is not what Terra's supposed to look like. And then she looks even deeper through Terra, through Terra-Ni, and sees right through the center of the Terra in front of her, right into Terra-Ni's dream platform. So when that happens, Rise and Woke see what Terra and Terra-Ni are supposed to look like. And basically Terra-Ni and Terra look like a succubus, like how we think succubuses look, except like not the ugly version of them. Because like how we say succubuses look is like it's some beautiful woman who only thinks about sex, and then when you get to her center, it's really an ugly demon. So basically, Tyranny is really just like that's like she created what a succubus is, and literally Rise and Woke fucked it up because they thought a terrifying thing is supposed to look ugly. You know what I'm saying? A terrifying thing to Terra is just someone with power. You know what I'm saying? Terra is fucking gorgeous as all hell. You know what I'm saying? Like she's one of the most gorgeous things. She's a succubus, but how she thinks is how she wants a succubus to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just a bad bitch who can kill you and fuck the shit out of you. But she ends up falling in love with Woke and Rise. Tyranny falls in love with Woke. Tyranny falls in love with Rise, and Terra falls in love with Woke. So basically, I'm gonna tell you how that happens. Basically, it was kind of funny. An opposite of Terra, where Tyranny to Terra is goofy shit, like things that are funny. Well, not goofy shit, goofiness. You know what I'm saying? Like things that are funny, because that does make sense. So basically, what happens is Rise is she's all types of sexy. You heard Rise is like the baddest bitty in all of existence. And I'm gonna just tell you how it happens right off rip. So when she meets the Terra that she basically took how Tyranny's supposed to look, when she took it right off of him on accident and she looked within him, she saw how Tyranny's cells look, and they basically look like how we see a star to look today, like a sun or something. That's how her cells look. So Rise is like, oh, Tyranny's just like me, because that's how Rise cells looked at one point. You know what I'm saying? So basically, this is when Woke saw the same thing, and then Rise is like, oh, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of that. But Tyranny still looked like a demon, like not the good kind, like the succubus kind, but like the one that Rise made her look like because she could, on accident. So basically, Rise did some. So I gotta explain this part too. So it's weird because the past, present, and future all happen at the same time, but Rise is above the fourth dimension. She's from the dream imagination, the dream dimension, where everything you can create at will. So basically, you can do anything you want at will. So basically, when Woke first had that feeling of terror, they already had created things. Like in the future, they had already created their own world in their dream plat, and they had wild characters in it already. So literally, Terra technically created herself in the past because Woke was in the past, still creating himself because the past never stops being, and Rise is in the past never stops being, and then that's when Terra popped up. So it created a whole new timeline just by Terra inserting itself into the past. You know what I'm saying? It created a whole new timeline. So the timeline was split up, and then it was interconnected when basically Rise ends up fucking Tyranny. Like basically what happens is like the two minds, Tyranny and Rise they're talking with telepathy, their minds, they can do whatever they want. So basically Tyranny's not paying attention to how he looks right now, and Rise is like, I'm gonna mess with him, that's my man. And then she ends up running away, but like really slow, trying to be all ditzy and cute. Like Rise is a fifth dimensional god. She can do whatever she wants. So the moment she starts running away and don't know how to do it, the Tyranny is just like, yeah, I know what's going on here. You want me up inside, don't you? So basically she's running away looking cute with her fat ass all fat and big tits all big, and she's all perfect in all the perfect dimensions. And then she all fake falls with her ass in the sky, and then Tyranny all looking like a goddamn demon. It's like, oh yeah, and slides up inside. And it's weird because literally, it's funny because Tyranny already had sex parts and Terra had sex parts, but basically a lot of beings, Woke and Rise, already know don't have to have sex parts, and they were thinking, why would a terrifying creature have sex parts? So literally when Tyranny met Rise for the first time, Rise took all of her sex parts off and then gave it back to her just to fuck. But it wasn't just right. It became right later when Rise pulled Tyranny in. But basically their imagination platforms were supposed to fuse, but the reason they didn't fuse off rip is because they didn't understand each other. They were scared of each other because basically Terra is terrified of Rise because Rise woke her up. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like literally. The only way to exist is to be wake. You have to wake up. You know what I'm saying? And the second thing woke feels is terror. And she's the second thing to exist. Like I'm saying, my animation is really deep. This book is really deep. And I'm saying that because like literally, the first thing woke feels is himself and all of his other selves. Then the second thing he feels is terror. And the first thing terror has to feel is woke. Fuck, like literally saying, oh, I feel woke today. No, to be alive, you gotta feel woke. You gotta wake up to be alive. And that's some scary business, bro. Like, what is going on? Just off that rip. And the story gets deeper. There's other dream platformations. You know what I'm saying? There's other dream plats. So, and then none of that even matters because, well, it does matter. It's not some, you know what I'm saying? It does matter. It's just that there's more things going on in wild angles and dimensions and directions. It's just crazy. So let me see what time I have here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this going to like about 30 minutes or an hour. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So Woke was like, where am I at? Was like, ooh, my baby. Woke exclaimed, giving him wet kisses all over as Finesse giggled in extreme glee. Hey, Mommy Rise, Finesse said with his godly, adorable baby voice, opening his arms and clapping and cuddling, opening his arms and cuddling him, giving him many wet kisses all over as Finesse giggled. No, I'm reading this wrong. Hold on. I'm reading this super wrong. Hold on. It's just hard to read it through the phone because it has a smaller picture thing. She took him into her arms, cuddling him, giving him many wet kisses in a similar fashion to Woke with 5D perfection. Love you, Mommy, Finesse said as Rise said, I love you too, babies. Rise told him, sticking her tongue out. Rise told him, sticking her tongue out at Woke, teasing him as he leaned over, grabbing her wet tongue with 2 fingers, then sucking on it. Ew, Daddy, nasty, Finesse exclaimed as Woke's wives came outside. How did the day at 10K Mountains go, Big Daddy? Terra and Vami asked as Pt.5 came outside looking too good in a skimpy outfit. Did you find a master, Daddy? 25 asked. No one at the 10K Mountains could match me, but something did develop, Woke said. What? Vamia questioned. It's all right, Vamia. As they all sat on a long bench in front of the mansions under the hangover roof. They all sat on a long bench in front of the mansions over the hangover roof. Well, some people of a clan called the Po clan's main branch showed up to buy the mountains from them, Woke explained. Po clan? Why does that name sound familiar? Vamia questioned. To me, it's so weird how you guys forget what is. Messed up again. To me, it is so weird how you guys forget what is right in front of your faces in another space and time, Rise said. What do you mean? Hadanipti asked. Hadanipti is another one of Woke's wives. Well, when Woke was 15, he started some prominent sagas of Deepest Blue that the Po clan have a steady place in. I guess I have to teach you all the dimensional purpose of memory, Rise explained, holding Finesse in her lap who was more preoccupied being a cute little baby and using telekinesis to bring a pink-winged butterfly to him. Well, do your thing and explain it to us, little mama. Woke said, being so happy he was finally with Risen. In the third dimension, until your brains acquire more substantial power, memories, and quite hard to hold on to. Oh, let me read that again. Well, do your thing and explain it to us, little mama. Woke said, being so happy he was finally with Risen. In the third dimension, until your brains acquire more substantial power, memories are quite hard to hold on to. But they are needed vastly because in higher dimensions, like the fifth and up, they are a road and means of travel. In the fourth, one can walk back and forth in time like it is a spacious environment because simply time is made of multiple spaces. Past space, present space, and future space are all interconnected to the fourth and higher dimensions. So to a 40 person, they can travel as far through time as their legs will allow them. But to the fifth and higher, we live vastly longer lives. So memory works as a way to open up a mental portal we can literally walk straight through. It's a whole new logic. You feel me? It's very important that you work on your memories from now on because not too far from now, you all will learn how to open portals in space-time and eventually the mind. But yeah, Woke should remember the Po clan the most because he spent decades on sagas that they were in. As Rise said this, the adorable baby Finesse could be seen on Risen's lap being cradled by her as the pink butterfly sat on his palm as he kissed it gently, letting it fly away. I don't know what that was. Oh, it's so hot. Try this.